Hi guys, I'm Dale Stiles, and this is week one video discussion number one for Communications 3613 Intercultural and Cybercultural Communications at Mid-America Christian University. What do I think of when I hear the word culture? I think of community, and it's easier for me to use that word because it allows me to visualize a town in its multiple parts, each with its own unique way of existing. Each town or city has a core, and then the communities kind of build up around it. River cities, railroad cities, farming communities, they're all similar but also unique. People who make up these communities congregated to these areas for one thing that may or may not be there anymore, but they became communities and sub-communities. Many times, some communities do things differently. They might listen to different kinds of music, drive different kinds of cars, wear different styles of clothing, talk with a particular slang, or whatever. Now, I've circled the globe twice, and I've visited many countries. I've learned that we're way more different than I ever learned in school, and we're way more similar than we're led to believe on social media. I've had multiple experiences in foreign countries where language did not allow us to have a conversation, but facial expressions and body language allowed us to exchange love and kindness to one another. In the Navy, when we were at sea, our community was the ship, and our culture was that of seagoing sailors, which may or may not be what you've seen in movies or read about in stories. We had our own set of rules that we abided by to maintain order and discipline, and a set of goals or a mission to complete in order to have a successful cruise. The ship was broken down into departments. Each one had their own co-cultures called divisions, and even they had co-cultures within themselves called work centers. Furthermore, there were the intercultural relationships that formed when all the work centers, the divisions, and the departments gathered together at meals and spent time with each other after hours, watching movies, playing games, or just plain hanging out. Of course, we're all from different states and sometimes even from different countries, so we bring all of the things that we were brought up with into who we are. And during our interactions, we share about who we are and what we identify with. Um, Interculturally, I would describe myself as a multi-ethnic white male who has ancestral roots in England, Ireland, Germany, Denmark, France, Spain, Portugal, and two tribes of Native American. I worked on radar and mainframe computers in the Navy, and I'm currently a computer technician, and because of that, you might correctly call me a geek. I was the religious programs coordinator in the Navy and wrote sermons that were presented at Sunday worship services during deployments. And I'll remind you that we are all called, due to the Great Commission, to spread the gospel to all nations. And because of that, some might call me a minister. I ride a Harley, and I belong to a motorcycle ministry called Christian Motorcyclist Association, or CMA. And because of that, some might call me a biker. I'm a retired United States Navy Chief Petty Officer, which also makes me a veteran. Since grade school, I've been a bit of a shutterbug. I take lots of pictures, and I've taken the time to learn the features of my camera, use light, contrast, and composition to highlight my subject in a way to tell a short story throughout a photo shoot. I own the software to adjust my photos and turn them into works of art. Because of that, I'm a photographer. In short, I am a child of the living God, a son, a husband, a father, a friend, a neighbor, and a servant. Because of this, you can call me when you need me. Have a blessed day, everyone.